to a world where breastfeeding is the cultural norm, where mothers and families are unable to feed and care optimally for their infants and young children, thus contributing to a just and healthy society. WABA protects, promotes, and supports breastfeeding worldwide in the framework of the Innocenti Declarations and the Global Strategy for Infant and Young Child Feeding through networking and facilitating collaborative efforts in social mobilization, advocacy, information dissemination, and capacity building. We foster a strong and cohesive breastfeeding movement which will act on the various international instruments to create an enabling environment for mothers, thus contributing to increasing optimal breastfeeding and infant and young child practices. WABA was formed at the UNICEF headquarters in New York City on 14 February 1991. The World Alliance for Breastfeeding Action is a global network of individuals and organizations concerned with the protection, promotion, and support of breastfeeding worldwide.
WABA is a network of networks. As a global organization operating at multiple levels and engaging a diversity of stakeholders, our main role is a facilitating one, basically to foster and strengthen partners in the breastfeeding movement worldwide. Linking. We link all breastfeeding advocates by promoting international, regional, and national dialogue and cooperation, facilitating networking and collaboration between various organizations and individuals. Coordination. Coordinating and encouraging information, experiences, and ideas exchange. Some of the major projects that WABA coordinates worldwide is the World Breastfeeding Week campaign held annually, the Global Breastfeeding Partners meetings, and most recently the Breastfeeding Gateway project, an avenue for all core partners to update and share their latest information and in order to encourage action worldwide. Advocacy. Advocating for breastfeeding and optimal infant and young child feeding, not just within the breastfeeding network, but also outside, to reach out to and dialogue with other allied movements, such as the social and health and justice movements, the women's movement, the human rights movement, food, nutrition, and other allied movements like the trade unions. Capacity building. WABA works to complement and enhance the capacity building efforts of its partners, but we also engage in our own capacity building efforts, such as the Breastfeeding Advocacy and Practice course held annually, gender sensitization and training. Finally, multiplying. Any global movement would want to ensure that it helps to multiply the effort of all participants in its network. And this is what we do by stimulating and supporting both existing and new efforts to strengthen the work of the Alliance and groups involved.
WABA is a global network that encompasses work done at the international, regional, national, and community level to protect, promote, and support breastfeeding. The two main forces in WABA's structure are the WABA Secretariat, which coordinates the programs and facilitates information exchange between the General Assembly structures and the wider WABA network. And the WABA General Assembly, which plays a larger role in policymaking and has the right to vote on the steering committee members. In fact, anyone who is committed to a breastfeeding culture can be part of WABA. Non-governmental organizations, community activists, healthcare workers, professional associations, university teaching staff, researchers, health officials, and others are all considered WABA endorsers. World Breastfeeding Week is the most highlighted part of our action plan to facilitate and strengthen social mobilization for breastfeeding. Each issue-specific theme of each year has given a clear focus for organizing World Breastfeeding Week activities. Each theme is fresh and unifies old and new groups to organize. New actions are built upon past successes, and new celebrants are joining in. World Breastfeeding Week was first celebrated in 1992 and is now celebrated in over 176 countries and is endorsed by UNICEF, the WHO, and FAO. The Youth Initiative complements WABA's various roles by offering a youth lens and voice on breastfeeding. There is a youth blog on breastfeeding where young people can share what they're doing in their own community. Young people are everywhere, holding important roles in society. They are students, professionals, caregivers, and very active people in general. They are plugged into the heart of many grassroots movements, and breastfeeding should be no exception. It's time for young people to gear up and get the message out.
Information, communication, and networking. The objective of this program is to initiate and provide responsive services for information exchange and communications to support and strengthen the breastfeeding network and to link with other stakeholders. Informing and collaborating with a large network is no easy task. WABA currently maintains 7 main separate websites and various Facebook pages to keep visitors up to date with the latest developments and initiatives.
Advocacy and outreach. This program aims to advocate for and respond to critical, urgent, and emerging issues related to the targets of the global strategy and Ngan-2011 declarations, and to increase the number of other organizations and individuals who also advocate and respond to these issues.
WABA breastfeeding advocacy and practice course held annually, gender sensitization and training.
Without our network, WABA would not exist. Therefore, we are committed to maintaining and strengthening the network in all capacities, from regional to international, from young to old. The WABA Global Forums are a continuation of WABA's campaign to rally worldwide participation in the movement to protect, support, and promote breastfeeding and maternal and child health around the world. Join us in creating a better world for women and children. Support breastfeeding and nurture the future.
Stand up. Come on everybody, 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 stand up.
I'm a rap about breasts, cause every other song has a line about a chest. And the world's okay with the sex context, but be the future and the world's like what they call it a rag. Turn a gift of God into a sales contest and treat every woman like an item on the shelf. Major corporations and smooth corporations claim to replace what's nature's best with powder potions of luminous magic. Enough of that, it's time to act. Came while we say, time to take your breaths back.